Hello! As your conductor for the Philharmonic Orchestra, I would like to personally welcome you to our group and tell you a little bit about what you can expect from our program. Let's begin with the string instruments. Many students are unfamiliar with the string sections. They are divided into 5 groups, beginning with the first violins and second violins. Although they are all the same instrument, each section plays its own unique part. The violas are usually seated between the violins and cellos. Violas are not just big violins. They are larger in size and deeper in sound. They are the alto voice of the strings. The cellos are played by being held between the knees. They are usually seated on the right front of the stage. Behind them are the string basses, which are played from a standing position or while seated on a high stool. Sometimes we will add harps, piano, or even guitars for some performances. Why are there so many string players in a full orchestra? So they can be heard while the wind and percussion instruments are playing too. The woodwind sections of the full orchestra are usually seated immediately behind the strings. Sometimes, wind players will be seated on platforms for improved sound balancing. Most orchestras have 2 flutes and 1 piccolo, 2 oboes and an English horn, 2 clarinets and sometimes 1 bass clarinet, and 2 bassoons with an additional contrabassoon as needed. On occasion, we add saxophones to the group for modern, jazz, and popular music selections. The brass sections are typically seated directly behind the woodwind sections. Most orchestras will have about 4 French horns, 3 trumpets, 2 trombones and 1 bass trombone, and 1 tuba player. However, the number of players in each brass section can change dramatically, depending on what the composer has written parts for. In some cases, as many as 8 French horns, 6 trumpets, 5 trombones, and 3 tubas are needed to cover all of the parts. Last but certainly not least is the percussion section. While most of the percussion instruments are placed behind the violins on the left side of the stage, many orchestras will change the placement of the percussionist for improved ensemble precision and balance. Often, the timpani will be placed between the string basses and tuba because the timpani part mimics the music of the lowest voices in the group. Other percussion instruments include the snare and bass drums, the mallet keyboards such as the marimba, bells, and xylophone, the cymbals, and auxiliary equipment like the tambourine, claves, woodblock, and triangle. Sometimes we will use a drum set or trap set for popular and jazz music. Percussionists in YOL also perform as a small ensemble on each YOL concert. They usually steal the show with their fantastically fun pieces. All rehearsals for YOL occur on Sunday afternoons, avoiding most of the conflicts students have with school and religious activities. Occasionally, the strings will rehearse separately from the winds and percussion, as can be seen in this picture. However, most of our rehearsals involve all of the full orchestra students together, giving us plenty of time to bond as a group. As a member of YOL, you will have the unique opportunity to work in section rehearsals with some of the best professional musicians and teachers in Lubbock. For small sections like flute or trombone, this means you have a top-notch professional working with just 2 or 3 students, giving you access to expert attention, which with practice can lead to your rapid improvement as a musician. YOL dress rehearsals are held on the performance stage, which gives all of us the opportunity to get comfortable with our sound in that space. Dress rehearsal doesn't mean formal wear though, so no tuxes just yet. YOL concerts take place in beautiful professional venues. In fact, the Lubbock Symphony Orchestra performs on the same stage we have used for some of our concerts. Most students want to know what type of music we play in YOL. Well, we play a wide range of music including jazz, such as the Cole Porter classics we just played this spring, popular music, and movie or TV themes like Batman and The Dark Knight, which we also performed in March. Unfortunately, some students mistakenly believe we are the second best YOL group behind the Symphony Orchestra. This simply is not true. Our group is made up of some of the best musicians in our area. Everyone who earns a spot in the Philharmonic Orchestra deserves to be a member of the group. Students are selected based on their current playing ability, not their age, so students have been as young as 10 and as old as 18 in our group. Our goal as your instructors is to give you fun and exciting music to play that will not be too difficult or too easy. We want all of our students to grow and develop as musicians to the best of each person's ability and desire to improve. So what are some of the benefits of being in YOL? To begin with, you get the chance to play in a full orchestra, which is an experience very few West Texas kids get to enjoy. This also means you have access to music you will not get to play in your school ensembles. You will have access to the finest professional musicians and teachers throughout coaching sessions with your instrument section. But perhaps most important to you are the friendships you will develop with other musicians you might never have known otherwise. These new relationships with conductors, coaches, and students will do more to advance your musicianship than you can possibly imagine. Finally, it is important to know that our primary goal is musical excellence in every performance that we give. We believe all students can produce high-quality, musically expressive concerts, regardless of their current playing ability. After all, being good may be fun, but being great is an extraordinary experience we wish for all students to achieve.